Hello and welcome to the Black Common and Uncommon set review here on YouTube for Rivals of Ixalan. We're going to start off with Canal Monitor, 4 and a black for a 5/3 with an irrelevant creature type Lizard. Well, this card seems terrible. I'm going to give this a D. Dark Inquiry, 2 and a black for a sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. I don't like hand disruption in limited in main decks very often. I think this is a fine card to bring in if your opponent has a late game bomb or late game spell that you have a hard time dealing with. But other than that, I don't much care for this card, so I'm going to just give this a sideboard grade. Dinosaur Hunter, 1 and a black for a 2/2 human pirate. When it deals damage to a dinosaur, destroy that creature. Now this is a bear with upside. This is a bear with upside that I can get behind. So like, it's a 2-mana 2/2, it has a relevant creature type, and it has relevant text against other creature types. This I think is better than just a D, you know? So I think I will go ahead and give this a C-. Dusk Charger, 3 and a black for a 3/3 with Ascend, and it has +2/+2 as long as you have the City's Blessing. So it's a hill giant, and if you have Ascend, it's a 5/5. So I'm sort of hoping that there's like a Grixis Treasures Ascend deck. Hoping. Where like Dusk Charger is going to be gas in that deck, and no other deck is going to want it. So you probably don't need to take it early, and if you want it, you'll get it, and if you and in the deck where it's good, I think it will be very good, and in the decks where it's bad, it's atrocious. So I think, and it's filler, it's fine. I think it's tough to know how to grade this. Like on the average, I think this will be bad, and in decks where it's good, I think it'll be pretty sweet. I think I'm just gonna lay all that out as a D+. Dusk Legion Zealot, 1 and a black for a 1/1 vampire. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose a life. This is great. This card is great. So we've got a reprint of Phyrexian Rager, but it's 1 mana cheaper, and it's a 1/1. I mean, it still does nothing. It's basically 2 mana, draw a card. We haven't seen any vampire payoffs really yet. So I think this is probably just a C. But you can play it in any deck. It's going to replace itself. It's very like low impact. It trades with some stuff. I think this is just a C. Fathom Fleet Border, 2 and a black for a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you lose 2 life unless you control another pirate. So another aggressive card, like a 3 mana 3/3 seems like it's overstated for its cost in this format so far. Like it seems like we're still in a format of bears. So this is like, if we think about Headstrong Brute, this is so far we're halfway through the colors, or we're halfway through, we're midway through black, and we've done white and blue. I think this. Oh, I don't think this card is atrocious. I think this is a solid C. You'd rather have Menace, sure, but I'd also rather be able to block the turn it comes into play. So I think this is a solid C. Might be a C-. I might be underrating the 2 life. But, and much like wanting Menace, you know, you'd, like it gets Menace only if you have another pirate. You don't lose life if you have another pirate. And a 3 mana 3/3 seems pretty good here. Alright, Grasping Scoundrel. Black for a 1/1 human pirate. It gets +1/+0 as long as it's attacking. That's pretty interesting. So, I was kind of down on the white 2/1 that's uncommon, because I don't feel like you can get a lot of them. Grasping Scoundrel you could get a lot of because it's at common. And it's a small set. You got 2 packs of it. I don't know. This could get out of hand pretty quickly. Man, this whole format is now feeling so much like when you drafted an aggressive deck in Hour of Devastation and then just like hoped for cartouches. And now you're just going to draft an aggressive deck here and hope for One with the Winds and Swashbucklings. I mean, he does have a sweet hat. If Savannah Lions was common, you wouldn't take it? I think you would. I think if you knew you could get like 3 of them, you'd be pretty happy. That's why they're bad and limited, is because you can't have a lot of them. But if you can have a playset of them, which doesn't seem crazy unlikely, I don't know. This card seems better. I think this card's going to be really annoying. I'm going to give it a C-. After all that talk, I'm going to give it a C-. But I think it's going to be good. Gruesome Fate. 2 and a black. Each opponent loses 1 life for each creature you control. Nope. This is a D-. Like, I'm basically against giving cards Fs, but I imagine I will never cast this card in Limited. Wow, people are high on Gruesome Fate. I'm not into it. This is like, you can imagine like Bishop of the Bloodstained was like pretty bad, and that at least left behind a 3/3 body. Now that was only for vampires, but it's not a card that excites me that much, and I'm not seeing a lot of token making. I think this is not a good card. I'm giving it a D-. Impale. 2 black, sorcery, destroy target creature. Here it is. Here's our clunky removal. So this is contract killing without the treasure making, so it's basically a mana more expensive in a way. Impale seems good to me, but not like bomb level. I'm gonna downgrade clunky removal a little bit and give Impale a C+. Moment of Craving. 1 and a black, instant. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. You gain 2 life. This is a great card. I think this is a great limited card. It's either a combat trick or just a straight up removal spell. It gains you life, which is good in Dural decks. It's good when you're racing. This might even be B- territory for me. I'm going to go C+ for now. But this could be a B-. Recover? Whoa, they basically reprinted Repulse, and now we have an actual reprint of Recover. 2 and a black, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, draw a card, move over Grim Captain's Call. There's a new king in town. Recover is great for control decks. This is the first card that I've seen so far that's made me excited about drafting a control deck. Consistent 2-for-1s in black is really, really good. Yeah, it's Black Divination. Recover is so slow in current formats. I agree. But, so I'm not going to give it a very high grade. I'm going to give it a C-. But it makes me excited for the potential of Dural decks. Vampire Champion. 3 and a black for a 3/3 vampire with Death Touch. This is not a very good card. And here's why. It's a Hill Giant with Death Touch, but Death Touch on 3/3s is not that exciting. This is basically, what is this killing that it wasn't already killing with its power? Like, my guess is not a lot of creatures in the format. I think people are going to think this is a lot better than it is. Wait, what's a Planeswalker deck card? Recover? Is Recover a Planeswalker deck card? I just talked about the card for a long time, and now it's not even relevant. Oh, okay, great. Well, it's bad anyway. That's why there's reminder text. Thank you. Okay, moving on to Vampire Revenant. 3 and a black for a 3/1 Vampire Spirit with flying. My guess is this is bad. It's going to be pretty easy to kill this. Right, Carrion Screecher was quite bad in Hour of Devastation. I ran them very seldomly because there was so much that punished X1s in that format. There's not a ton, there's not as much in this format, it feels like. So maybe it could get bumped up. I'm going to say that this is a D+, but it could be C- material. 2 and a black for a 2/2 with Menace, Vampire Knight. When it enters the battlefield, target vampire you control gets +1/+1 and gains Menace until end of turn. Oh. That's pretty good. There's a good amount of ping coming. Okay. Well, I reserve the right to change my grade. 3 power 4-mana flyers, like, at best, about what you expect. Yeah, this is a pretty good common. This reminds me of, in Magic Origins, there was the 2 and a green 2/2 elf that when it entered the battlefield, it gave a creature +2/+2 until end of turn. And those were, like, pretty good. They chain together well. I think you're going to want some of these. It leaves behind, like, a relevant 3-mana 2/2 menace. That's probably going to trade with something. I think this is a C. It might even be a... I'm going to give this a C+, I think. I think this is a good card. All right, it is time to rank our commons. So not a huge standouts here for me. A lot of flat power. I'm going to give Moment of Craving, I think, a 1 as my top common here. Nice, Sager. So Moment of Craving, I think I'm going to go 1. Then we've got Impale hanging around as a C+. The only other card I gave a C+ was Voracious Vampire. Just going to go back and check and see if there's something that I felt like I missed. No. Black seems pretty weak to me. Maybe Dinosaur Hunter is fine. I think I'm going to go Moment of Craving 1. And just for the sake of... This is another target vampire. Oh, that's going to make this work. This is going to be a C. Voracious Vampire is just a C, I think. Because again, the elf I was talking about didn't need the creature to be an elf. Wow, Black's commons are weak, I think. Maybe Recover is going to be 3 for me. I'm not seeing any creatures that I really like that much. I don't think I want to give Dinosaur Hunter a 2. I'm going to go Moment of Craving 1, Impale 2, and then... I don't know. Recover? Recover 3? No, I can't give Grasping Scoundrels my 3rd. Maybe Dinosaur Hunter. Vampire Visionary. It could be Dreadnought. Maybe it's just Dusk Legion Dreadnought. Black seems pretty weak to me. Sure, I'll go Dusk Legion Dreadnought 3. That's fine. Okay, let's move on. Maybe Black spices it up with the uncommons here. Arterial Flow. 1 black. For sorcery, each opponent discards 2 cards. If you control a vampire, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Again, I do not like discard. This is kind of cute. It's Mind Rot with upside, but it's more difficult to cast. Again, I'm just going to leave this in the sideboard. Forerunner of the Coalition. This is that cycle of uncommons that finds creatures and puts them on top. 2 and a black for a 2/2 human pirate. You can search your library for a pirate when it enters the battlefield and put that card on top. Whenever another pirate enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. I mean, in a dedicated pirate deck, this is annoying. This is like another, what's it called? Lightning Rig Crew. Yeah, if Black's uncommons don't get there, I think Black is going to be a pretty bad color in this format. That's my guess. Yeah, not as good. I think Forerunner of the Coalition is like, you know, we're going to grade it as if it's in a pirate deck. I think it's like a C-. Again, it's a 3-mana 2/2, so it's okay. This might just even be a D+, but C- in a pirate deck. Golden Demise. 1 black for sorcery, Ascend. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. If you have the City's Blessing, instead, only creatures your opponents control get -2/-2 until end of turn. Yeah, this is going to be a huge hoser for aggro decks. So that's good. It's like Fiery Cannonade, but for everything. I think this is a strong card. I think this is probably a B- or a B. But it's black, black, and so far it looks like you don't want to be playing black, so I don't know how often you're casting it. Mausoleum Harpy, 4 and a black for a 3/3 flyer with Ascend. Whenever another creature you control dies, if you have the City's Blessing, put a +1/+1 counter on Mausoleum Harpy. 5 mana 3/3 flyer is fine. Not a relevant creature type. And then some Ascend shenanigans, but like, black's not really looking like it's ascending that much. Maybe that's an argument for the Dusk Legion Zealot, that it's good with it's good for Ascend. Like, it makes a permanent, draws you a card that's probably going to be another permanent, so this seems like fine to annoying to me. I think it's a C. I think this is just a C. Oathsworn Vampire. 1 and a black for a 2/2 Vampire Knight. It enters the battlefield tapped. You may cast Oathsworn Vampire from your graveyard if you gained life this turn. How much life gain have we seen? There's life gain on Moment of Craving, right? This is a stat thing we should keep track of for the podcast. I mean, this is fine. It enters the battlefield tapped, which isn't great. All the tokens gain life, but what things have made tokens? In Rivals, which is 2/3 of the cards we're going to see. Okay. Alright, well, we'll get there, I guess. Oathsworn Vampire, yeah, this is like C minus material. Being able to recur is kind of cute. Like, it's going to, because the format seems like it's pretty flat power level-wise, this actually could be a C+. If you can get this back, if you trade with something and get this back once, that's going to be really annoying, I think. I think this is C+. This could even be B minus. Because you just need to like trade, which doesn't seem that difficult. And then if you can get it back once, that's really strong. We're about to see a really good black card. All right, Pitiless Plunderer. This is 3 and a black for a 1/4 human pirate. Whenever another creature you control dies, make a treasure. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. I mean, it's Sailor of Means, but you need like a sacrifice outlet or something. This can't be very good. This is probably a D+. I want this to be good, and I will play with this card, but I don't anticipate it being good. I think this is a D+. All right, Ravenous Chupacabra. We've got ourselves our first, like, home run. 2 black, 2/2 Beast Horror. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature and opponent controls. A minus, right? Like, especially because 2/2s are so relevant in the format. It's just, this is gross. Like, why is this card uncommon? I don't understand. Yeah, A minus. Card is super, super strong. You're never passing it, basically. So, like, this is why you want to be black, right? You just open a Chupacabra, and that's the only reason you end up going into black. And then you prioritize any bounce stuff for your own creature is gross. So, like, you pair this with blue. Yeah, card's very strong. And then Reaver Ambush. Exile. Is this a... Is this in the format? This is just Vanquish the Week? Vanquish the Week at Uncommon? Is this dual decks? Oh my god, Recover with Chupacabra? Yeah, jeez. Reaver Ambush is Vanquish, which is good, and is probably like a B minus. Sadistic Sky Marcher. 2 and a black for a 2/2 Vampire Soldier. As an additional cost to cast it, reveal a vampire card from your hand or pay 1. Flying Lifelink. That's another good card. This is a really good card. If you can reveal a vampire, it's good, and even if not, like a 4-mana 2/2 Lifelink is good. It's 1 with the winds and Mark of the Vampire by itself, and then if you can suit it up anyway, I think it's pretty strong. I think this is a B. And then the last card we have is Vraska's Conquistador. 1 and a black for a 2/1 vampire. When it attacks or blocks, if you control a Vraska... No, this is definitely a Planeswalker card. Okay, great. All right. Let's rank our babies. So certainly Ravenous Chupacabra. Cedar Crim, we'll be posting them once the podcast goes live. We'll share both mine and Ben's grades, and we will be we'll like highlight where our grades were like different by more than 2 gradations, so you can see like what the contentious cards were. Because we're gonna grade them separately, as you can see. Okay, and then what do we think the second best uncommon is? I've got Golden Demise. And we've got Reaver Ambush and Sadistic Sky Marcher. I'm going to go Beard. I'm going to go Beard, and I'm going to vote for Sadistic Sky Marcher as number 2. Reaver Ambush is great. It's also just Vanquish the Weak, which is fine. And, like, probably was the best black common, but, like, I think this card seems better to me. Sweet. All right. That's going to do it for black.